So this crazy whiteboard behind me is the reason why real estate agents have a tough time scaling their business. This is something that took me a long time to really understand. And so I want to really, in today's video, break down this, what seems to be a mess on the board, so that you can actually have clarity on why maybe you're not scaling your business. And I see this time and time again. And after this video, certainly I'm hoping that it's going to make sense to you. If you have questions about this concept and how this all works, and maybe you're going through this, and I'm sure you're going to relate to a lot of the things I talk about in today's video, just use the comment section beneath this video to ask me questions so we can have some dialogue. I'll hang out for a couple hours after I upload this video to YouTube, and we can have a conversation about what I'm going to talk about today. Obviously, I think you would agree, most people, whether that be real estate people or not, we have, as a consumer, we have the mindset of instant gratification, right? If we want to watch a movie, we go to Netflix. You want to buy something, you go to Amazon. And so things are happening at a rapid pace as technology continues to advance. And so the problem with people that get into the real estate business that have this same consumer mentality around instant gratification, when it comes to lead conversion, they get all twisted up. They get all frustrated, they get bent out of shape, they get, quite frankly, they get mad, and this is why most people are leaving the industry, okay? So when I walk through this video, it'll make all the sense in the world, I promise. So what I want to walk you through is this story that I see agents go through all the time. Agents at my company, agents that I train and I coach. I see this time and time again. So a couple baselines. Number one, so we look at conversion timelines, okay? The time between you talking to a potential buyer or seller and the time they actually transact, they actually buy a house, they actually list their property. 0 to 3 months, okay, is only about 10% of the consumers out there. That when you talk to them today, that in 90 days time frame, they're in their new home. That within 90 days, they have listed and sold their home. 3 to 6 months is 20%, 6 to 12 months is 30%, and the majority of your leads or the people that you talk to are 12 months out from actually making what they're talking about a reality, whether that be buy a house or sell a house, okay? So here's the problem. Problem number one is most real estate agents, when they got into the business, they thought they'd be dealing with a bunch of people that when they talk to them, are ready to go out there and shop for houses tonight, this weekend, next week. They thought that they'd be ready to list their house immediately. They weren't used to pipeline and conversion and lead follow-up. Most people don't come from a sales background. They don't understand what this video is all about, which is called pipeline maturity. They don't understand that. So to add on to the problem, when you get into the business or you start working with your sphere or your friends or your family, some of them fall into this category, right? You'll make a social media post or someone will reach out to you and say, hey, I'm looking to buy a house. So your mindset is you think that's how it's done with all lead sources. And so here's what ends up happening. So we look at this, and this is just an example. Let's say you're really going to scale your real estate business. You're really going to make this a career. This isn't just a hobby that you're looking to sell 3, 4, 5 houses a year. And I'll explain to you why that average is what it is, where the average real estate agent in North America is only selling 6 or 7 homes a year. Why 50% of the real estate agents don't sell any homes. This video is going to tell you why. So this is just an example. If you were going to create, if you were to convert a lead to a nurture, 1 per day, meaning all the sources of business out there that you're working for, sale by owners, absentee owners, expireds, past clients, circle prospecting, open houses, buyer internet leads, home valuation leads, farming, social media, all of those things taken into consideration. Let's pretend for a second all of those leads coming into your world, you converted one of them into what I call a nurture, or somebody who has the intent to do something, buy or sell a home, they have a specific time frame, and they're open to interviewing you or giving you an opportunity to work with them. So those three things I consider them being an actual nurture, okay? Leads are no longer the problem. Lead conversion is where all the problem lies. So we're talking about the same thing. Let's pretend you generated one of those per day. 5 a month, 20 a month, there's about 250 working days in a year. So that's 250 nurtures per year. You with me so far? So let's pretend you had a 20% conversion opportunity. What does that mean? That means that of these 250 people, a nice healthy conversion, we're not talking about lead to closing, we're talking about nurture to closing, was somewhere around 20%. So of the 250 nurtures that you generate on an annual basis, there's about 50 closed transactions, which would be the opportunity for you, the real estate agent. You with me? If you have questions, make sure you use the comments. So this is the opportunity. So far, you're like, okay, I think I'm with you. It makes sense. Well, go back to the conversion timelines. So what does this number mean? This means, and the reason why I go so deep on videos like this is to make an actual impact with you. 10% of these are opportunities to close within the first 3 months. Okay, 20% or 10 of these, so now 15 transactions are an opportunity within the first year of working as a real estate agent. Okay, so 15 opportunities, if an agent's doing their job the right way, has an opportunity to do 15 transactions their first year in the business. Now you may watch this, maybe you've done more, maybe you've done less. This is just an example. Certainly if this number is higher, this number can be higher, but this is just an example. Well, real estate agents, and most real estate agents that don't have a strong sales background or a strong business background, they're really good working with somebody who says, I want to buy a house now. They're really good at that. And so they become like experts here. And they spend all of their time, money, energy, and resources focused on these people that are looking to buy now. How many people is this? Oh yeah, it's 5, okay? So this is why you see most real estate agents selling 5, 6, 7 homes per year. Because they're only spending time, they don't understand what you're about to understand. They're only putting their time, energy, resources into a small fraction of the consumers out there because they don't understand pipeline maturity. So let's just use this same example. Let's pretend for a second you're gonna go out there and you're gonna do 250 nurtures a year, 1 per day. Pretty simple. And you are gonna commit to that over the course of 3 years. Watch what happens when your pipeline starts to actually mature. A lot of people call this the compound effect. Well, if you're generating about 50 opportunities per year, right? 50 closed transactions per year, but they have to manifest. They have to manifest. This is why we see the agent that does 15 deals their first year. If they do the same amount of work, I'm not asking you to do any more work, the same amount of effort and energy. They do 250 nurtures their first year, right? You can see that right here. They do 250 their first year. They got their 20% conversion. They got 15 closed transactions. Well, what happens when they do 250 nurtures year 2? And oh, by the way, what about all these people that we're going to convert 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, 12 months plus, right? Do the math. There's 20, 30 transactions when they follow up with this pipeline that turn over. So these are their closings. They might only do 15 closings their first year, but from doing the same activity, but they're following up over time, a lot of the people they talk to in year 1, based on the conversion timelines, now turn into closed transactions in their after their first year in business, in their second year in business. This is why the agents that are consistently generating 1 new lead per day or 1 new nurture per day can double their business the next year. In this case, 30 transactions because 15 carried over from the prior year. Well, this continues happening. If the agent continues to do 250 new nurtures per year, you look at the conversion timelines, they're generating 50 closing opportunities every single year. and these start to compound on one another. But here's the secret. Here's what happens. Agents don't do that. They don't follow up. They have no system. So they're only talking with people that say they need to do something right now. They have no database. They have no system of follow-up. They don't know how to follow up. They have no processes in their business to communicate value over a long period of time to reach high levels of closings. This is why, and I tell the story all the time as an example. In 2018, and I know I'm dating this a little bit, but this is the closest number I can give you from tracking, I closed 89 listings, okay? I closed 89 listings. However, 53% of these closings were from leads or nurturers that I talked to 12 months or older. Well, shocker, look at that. Over 50% of my business that year in 2014 came from people that I had a conversation with 12 months or more in the past. They didn't come from people I talked to last month that turned into closings this month. And so what's the point? The point is, if you're gonna build a massive, massive business, you have to understand the value of your database. You have to understand the value of lead follow-up, and you have to understand the psychology of pipeline maturity, knowing that all the work you're gonna do this year, this month, over the next 90 days, will not manifest itself into actual closings for months in the future. If and only if you stay in communication. You have a system, you have a process for following up. You're providing value over a long period of time. If those things are in place in your business, you can reach these exponential growth opportunities. You won't have to go year to year like these ups and downs, right? You'll sell 7 houses and you'll sell nothing for 6 months. You sell 7 houses and you sell nothing for months and months and months. Because you have to keep consistently generating new nurtures every single day, following up with them. So the key takeaway, the thing that I was taught in the business when I first started was, hey, when you're communicating with people, if they're not ready to sign a contract in the next 7 to 10 days, throw them in the trash. Some of the worst advice I was ever given. And now I look back on that and said, I could have probably been a lot further ahead had I followed this earlier on in my career, which is why I'm showing this with you guys today. So let me know what your thoughts are, if this makes sense. The best book I can recommend for you that talks a lot about this is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Probably my number one recommendation for people in real estate sales, because the sales cycle is 90 days, 6 months. You can see the conversion timelines. So go and check out that book. It will really help you understand that why the work that we do today doesn't show up today. We have to get past this addiction to instant gratification and understand the value of delayed gratification. And so on a day-to-day basis, all you need to be doing and thinking about is, am I adding nurtures to my database? Am I adding buyers and sellers to my database that fall into these buckets, knowing the majority are gonna be future business? Because once you get into momentum, once you get into where your pipeline has already matured, now you're starting to close business on a consistent basis, where you're closing 3, 4, 5, 8 deals per month. A lot of agents that are watching this can't fathom, how is it, Brandon, that real estate agents are closing that many deals in 1 month? I've tried Zillow for 1 month, it didn't work. I've tried prospecting for 3 weeks, Brandon. I used your script. I didn't get 4 listings in a month. Well, because you don't understand what I'm talking about today. And then the last thing I want to leave you guys with today is something that we call lead and lag indicators, okay? So real estate people are obsessed with lag indicators. They're obsessed with taking a listing. They're obsessed with going on a showing. They're obsessed with going to a closing. That's how they're measuring their business and their success. They're all outcomes. That's what you're supposed to be doing. What you have to change your mindset to is what leads to those outcomes. What do you actually have control over that will lead to more showings, lead to more listings, lead to more closings. Those are lead indicators. Conversations on a daily basis. How many nurtures you're getting on a daily basis. How many email addresses are you getting? All of those are what we call lead indicators. These are all things that are action-based that you have 100% control over. We need to change your mindset from outcomes to actions. What actions do you need to take on a daily basis over time consistently that lead to outcomes that you want? Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment sections beneath this video, and then I'll plan on seeing you guys in another video next week. Let me know how I can help you. Let me know how I can help you guys grow your business. And until then, make sure you stay focused, stay committed on your prospecting efforts so you can become a great listing agent. We'll see you guys next time.